Well, hello, welcome back to my channel
Hi.
or to my channel for the first time. This is your girl Detroit Deb, and I am starting a new segment that I am going to call Notary Chit Chat, where I talk to notaries in different cities that do different things and have different expertise and who agree to come on and just share their information and their knowledge with us. So today I am pleased to welcome Donna Christie. She is a fantastic notary. She has really been very helpful in helping me get up to speed on being a RON on the Cyberizer platform. I'm going to pass the mic to her and let her introduce herself, and then we'll get started with the interview. So go ahead, Donna. The floor is yours.
Excellent. Thank you. So I'm Donna Christie. So I'm a notary public, a RON notary here in the state of Indiana. I've been a notary since 2003 when I was living in Pennsylvania. And when I moved here, I started again as a notary. There's a little bit of a lapse in there, but for the most part, I've been a notary and a signing agent. So RON is new to me, and I'm excited about it. I love doing working as a RON, and I love paying it forward. So um, everything I know, I'm just get in and pass it on.
Fantastic. And I know you like to pass it on because, like I said, you have jumped in. Every time I call you, you answer the phone. So I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that and how, it's
Yeah.
already scary trying to be around and get out here and do different things. So it's good to have like that lifeline. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, my pleasure.
All right. So you said you've only been around for a short time. So when did you start? When did you become around?
So in my state, we couldn't do it until the pandemic started. So it was approved in 2020, and then the independents, we couldn't even get on a platform until a year later in 2021. So yeah, it took that long. So
Okay.
now what, 2023? So about 2 years, almost 2 years now. But like the folks in Virginia and Florida, I think Virginia, they started in 2016.
Yeah.
Our state was scheduled to start in 2018, but they never got around to doing it until there was a rush with the pandemic.
Exactly. All right. So you are around on the Cyberize It platform. Are you on any other platforms?
Not anymore. I started as an independent notary. No, I started with Live Notary, but they since went defunct. Or was bought out by another company that I wasn't really thrilled with. And Cyberize It came at the right time. And I loved working with Amy Seitz, the owner.
Mhm.
She's full of knowledge, and she is that kind of person too who likes to pay it forward. If she can help the notaries on the platform, that helps her business, but it helps all of us. When Cyberize It has a positive review, it affects all of the notaries on that platform. So, with her education base platform, um, she shows that she's really there for us, although we're independent contractors, because a lot of companies, when they want independent contractors, they just want free employees.
Right.
So they want you to work, but you don't get any benefits. But as independent contractors, we can really feel free to be business owners and run our business. So with the education that Amy offers, pop-up practices, things like that. This
Hmm.
for me is the place to be. I really, really love that I made this choice, and it was the best choice at the time as well.
Awesome. Now, how long did it take you to really feel proficient on, or do you? Do you feel proficient now?
uh, I'm a kind of person who I like to follow instructions. I mean, write it down for me and I can follow it, or if I'll write it down myself. With Live Notary, it was very simple, but I still had to learn the terminology. So I was there for maybe a year,
Mhm.
and then started with Cyberize It, and I've been here for about a year, maybe almost a year and a half. So Cyberize It was a totally different animal. Every platform has its learning curve. And with Cyberize It, because we use a signing area in Adobe, it was tough to make corrections, really. That's the only hard part about Cyberize It, is if you make an error, to fix it is a challenge. Once I learned how to do that, I do feel more confident. So I started, what year is this? 2021. So I started at the end of like December of 2021 with Cyberize It. I didn't take my first job until about a month or two later, somewhere either end of January, beginning of February. And I think I got through that one okay. But soon after that, I had a signing that there was an error. And again, the good thing about Amy is that she'll talk you through it. Okay. And once I'm talked through something, I got it. Once I make a mistake, I won't make that same mistake again, usually. But if I do, I know how to fix it. And that's the key. That's the golden ticket right there. Mm-hmm. If you know how to fix something, then you become more empowered and you're able to fix it. Because our role really is to instill confidence in our signers. This is very new to them. They're like, how can you notarize online? Don't you have to use that embosser, or don't you have to use that stamp? Well, yeah, right. What we do, but it's all electronic. So there's going to be errors. We know how to fix an error in person because they still happen. We're all imperfect. Mm-hmm. But learning how to fix those repairs is where it, investment of time and education comes in. And once you get that, then you can really feel free to move forward. It's a freedom, really. So I would say it took me about really 6 months to kind of get through every mistake possible. Okay. And I would say about 6 months for me to feel like I know what I'm doing. I don't have to bug Amy about this or anyone else on the staff to help me fix this problem, but I can still contact, and I can still, converse with, what's it called? When you brainstorm. There it is. Mm-hmm. Brain's working now. Brainstorm with other notaries to see how they're doing things and how they're fixing things, and if there's a quicker way or a different way to do it. I'm totally open to that. I love. So again, I really made the best choice with Cyberize It because there is so much communication.
I agree. And talking about how Amy likes to educate us and make tools available. She's got like that whole marketing thing, all the assets there that are just free for us to use. And she has special sessions. She's got live classes or meetings, twice a month, like support calls. And even the notary community itself, like the Facebook page, you can ask a question. I love the fact, I think being a witness for a lot of the notaries on the platform kind of helped me get up to speed faster. And I always tell notaries that if you can witness and watch what other notaries do, that will help get your juices flowing. You'll learn all the tricks and the tips. And
you got to get to the job board before me, though.
Man, you're pretty quick though. You are.
I'm quick.
I'm not as quick. I can hear the little chirp and go to click and it'll pop up like I'm going to get it, and then it's gone. So people need to know, like, don't count on the job board.
Right.
Bring your customer. So part of what I want to talk to you today about, will be how do you get customers? But first, I want to ask you, okay, what's one of your notary pet peeves? Like, I got some. I think everybody has some pet peeves. So what drives you crazy? Or what do you want to tell every notary, or what's the question you get the most? And you're like, again,
I thought about this. I was thinking about this for a little bit. And I think my biggest pet peeve are notaries who take shortcuts. Okay. It's the shortcuts that affect all of us. So sometimes when we're signing agents, we're still signing agents, most of us, and we get ticked off when a new notary accepts a lowball offer, because that affects all of us in a certain way as well. Well, in this climate, all the offers are pretty much low. So I can't really blame someone for taking a job to feed their family and take care of their bills. But the shortcut people, those are the ones that really make it difficult. A lot of people, I had an interview with a signing service once, and the person who hired me is a member of the NNA and told me that in his past, he looked at notaries as idiots with a stamp.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully believe that he's not the only one.
Okay.
And the reason why some people feel that way or look at us a certain way is the notaries that take shortcuts. Mm-hmm. So when a notary takes a shortcut, usually they cause a problem rather than fix the problem. Mm-hmm. So notaries are looked at not as idiots, but as people who don't have any skin in the game, because they can always just pick another notary. We're a dime a dozen, a lot of us.
Yeah.
And the ones that take shortcuts are lazy, and they don't follow through. They just look for a fixed stamp here rather than fix the problem or be what you're supposed to be. If you look at your commission, most of us are commissioned by a state, by a Secretary of State, or in some places, the Lieutenant Governor of the state, but you represent the state. Your job is to be an impartial witness, making sure you identify, making sure that you don't offer legal advice, but you still need to know what you're signing, what you're signing, affixing your name to, affixing your stamp to. Yeah. And so many people just say, well, it's not my problem because a notary is not supposed to, we don't have to
understand the document.
Right. Or speak to the truthfulness of the document. It's up to the client. Well, yeah, but it's still our responsibility to educate the client on certain things. It's still our responsibility to check for identification appropriately, whether you're online or in person. And there's too many of us who don't take our role seriously. They look at it as an easy job. Yeah. Or if their employer made them become a notary, they just do what the employer says. A lot of times. Right. I've met so many notaries who are employees and whose boss purchased their commission for them. They don't realize that their commission is still theirs. Their boss is not supposed to have access to their journal if they have one, and they're not supposed to have access to their stamp.
Right.
It's theirs, regardless of who paid for it. The state doesn't care. They just say your name is on it, so you're responsible if there's a problem. So that laziness gives us a bad name, but we are vital to our communities. Our job, especially loan signing agents, we were considered
essential workers.
Essential workers during the pandemic. A lot of notaries didn't work, and that's of course their choice, but a lot of us did. And in that time, we were back to back busy with clients. I had companies saying, name your price. And I'm like, okay, here's my price. But it was up to me not to rush. So if I had back to back appointments, it was up to me to still do my job. So lazy folks make mistakes and don't worry about trying to fix them. And this is how I know this was still a problem. When you get notices from your signing services or your title companies that you work for, and they send you out these notices about check ID, sign in a certain color, don't leave the signing in the middle of the signing if you run into trouble. Why would a notary leave in the middle of the signing? People, I had a note about notaries should not leave in the middle of a RON signing. And it's like, how do you
do that? How do you
do that? That's a notary who is untrained, who thought they were going to make a lot of money in the first year, and who are lazy. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves. And that attitude comes in when they start to do RONs, because they still have that employee mentality when it comes to doing a RON. When you're doing a RON, you are an independent contractor for the most part. Even if your platform is paying you to do signing,
Mhm.
you're still an independent contractor, and you have to think the buck stops here with me. Am I fully trained? If I'm not fully trained, how do I get fully trained? If I don't know how to fix this problem, how do I learn how to fix this problem? You
Mhm.
have to go out. You have to look for solutions rather than say they didn't provide me with a solution. It
Absolutely.
can't be on
Absolutely.
everybody else except you. Your
Exactly.
name, your signature, your stamp is on that document. If that's somehow come into some kind of legal situation, they're not going to call your platform, they're going to call you.
That's right.
We can't
That's
be
right.
lazy. We
That's
have
true.
to invest in our own education, in
Yeah.
our own work.
Yeah. And part of that
So,
laziness is not taking the time to learn your state laws. Like we all got
exactly.
them and
Oh,
you
get me
got to
started
learn
on
them.
that.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
whole different
Yeah.
thing.
When you're talking, working with people, especially on a platform like Cyberize It, when we do get together and we talk about certain issues, you can tell by the questions who does not know their own notary law. That
Yeah.
is first and foremost. People get confused with the technology. Oh, I have to learn the technology. Absolutely. But first, you are a notary, and first, you need to know your own notary law, what you can and cannot do. Because as
Yeah.
you know, so I'm in Indiana, and Debbie, you're in Michigan. Our states are pretty similar, but they're not exact. So
Exactly.
some one or two things that you might do, I may not have to do.
Hmm.
There's certain things that I have to do. Oh, okay, that I have to do that definitely the folks in other states don't have to do.
Correct.
Um, you and I were talking about how like our scripts when we do Ron, uh, the state that we live in doesn't give you much instruction about what to say, what's
That's right.
important to
Yeah.
say, right?
Hmm.
So, as a business owner, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what's at my disposal. So, I've been around with a signing service on other platforms like Nexus, like eNotary Law, Pavaso, all those,
Hmm.
um, through different signing services. And they do all the work for me. I'm there just to sign.
Hmm.
But they also have certain specifics that they want me to say on their behalf. And
Yep.
I have to know if any of those words interfere with my state law. And
Hmm.
typically they won't. But I'll take what I learned from those different companies. And when I'm a witness for someone and they're at different states, I listen to what they have to say
Hmm.
and what they choose to say. And I incorporate that into um, my
Script.
script.
Yeah.
Therefore, my bases are covered.
Hmm.
And that's what it means to be an independent contractor, a business owner. The buck stops here with me. And I'm not going to say, well, they say that, so I'm going to say it. No, I'm going to make my own script
Hmm.
because my own script that will comply with my state requirements. Because if the state doesn't give it to you, what are you going to do? Say, no one
Right.
told me?
Right. Right. So yeah, you are absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. And um, I think learning and incorporating best practices
Yeah.
is just part of the job, like part of your everyday life. You know, if you see somebody doing
Shouldn't it
something
be?
like shouldn't, yes, it really
Shouldn't it
should
be?
be. It should be. All right, so I now want to pivot over and talk about
Okay.
how do you get your Ron clients? Like it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm still fairly new. I'm only like 20 signings in, and 15 of those I was on the phone with Amy or one of you guys going, help me. Like the last few I did have gone smoothly. I didn't
Yeah.
have to make any phone calls, but like how do you get your clients? So what do you
Well,
do?
I'm
What's
still
the secret
working on it.
sauce?
I'm
Okay.
definitely still working on it. I have a mentor. I have a couple mentors,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in an accountability group who I adore and love, and we work together so well. We've been together as a group for nearly 2 years, I think. Yeah, almost 2 years. Just a year and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we keep each other accountable on marketing.
Okay.
So one of the things that I do is I definitely have social media. So, and at least you need at least five. Okay. So your
Okay.
first one, got to be Google. If you don't have a Google My Business page, you're not in it for the win.
Yep.
Anybody pretty much at least in the entire land that we live in, if they need something, they Google it.
That's right.
Every single time. My husband and I will be sitting watching a movie or something, and he'll ask me a question about something. I'm like, I don't know. Let's Google it.
Google it. Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing we do. So if you don't have a Google My Business page, you're not in it to win. Okay. And you really have to work at posting. Okay. So we'll talk about that in a second. So then there's the other two more, Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
Facebook, the kids are gone. Everybody on Facebook is your mom or your grandma, right?
Okay.
And people who are business owners. You'll see, just take a good look. There's no young people doing anything on Facebook. They're on something else. But that's not my client. My clients are the moms, the dads, those people who need power of attorneys. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And certain businesses that need my services as well. But they're not all on Facebook. They're usually advertising. Same with Instagram. That's for people who make selfies. But people are there. So the good thing about Instagram is I really don't have to use it to post there because I can post through my Facebook business page. Fourth, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is where you're going to find those businesses. And you can't just post. You really have to partake. Be a part of some groups, post, ask questions, answer questions, make yourself available, and the businesses will start reaching out to you. Anytime, every week, LinkedIn sends me an email. It says you've been in 14 or 25 or 50 searches this week.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I not go to those to that list, see what I can see? For example, Business ABC contacted me, or I was in one of their searches. Now they didn't reach out to me, but I was in their searches, so I can just say, "Hey, Business ABC,
are you
I
looking
noticed
for
that
a
I was in a profile search of yours. How can I support your business?
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. Let's have a virtual coffee." Right?
Yeah.
The LinkedIn is important for your business to business contacts.
Okay.
And the fifth is whatever you think you need. Oh, my hand's going up. The fifth can be Nextdoor. Some people use TikTok. Some people use other things, but you have to have at least 5. And for me, my fifth is Nextdoor. So that's the only one that I'm really not good at. I post a lot, but I don't really engage a lot on the personal side. So Nextdoor has the personal and the business page. So the personal page is just people who complaining about, stolen packages. There's a dog running around and pooping on my lawn, that kind of thing. And did you hear about this or blah, blah, blah. But I need to be better about it. So, but if you like Nextdoor, by all means, those are resources. And all of those are free. Every single one of them has a free version. So you don't have to, I don't advertise on Google, but I do post. And I'm always number 1 in my zip code, always. So posting, what do you post? Well, that takes a little bit of time and it takes a little bit of creativity. I don't claim to have it. I claim to get it. So again, my accountability group, sometimes they have some fantastic ideas. And all I got to do is make a picture of it. So you can use Canva. You can use it for free. I find it a little annoying, but you can use it for free. And some people are excellent with it. I'm not. Amy, she helps us with marketing. She has a paid account, and when she makes a template, we can make it our own. Thank you, Amy. I personally just use my PowerPoint. I purchased, I have Office now, or is it Microsoft 365 now?
365,
when you buy that, right, you can use PowerPoint, and each slide is a picture. All I have to do is save it as a picture. And there's tons of stock photos in there, which is fantastic for creating different scenarios. My favorite one is my owl. I have to show you my owl. It's a questions picture. So you have questions about Ron, you have questions about I-9 verification or anything else. There's this beautiful little owl with these huge eyes. And it's just kind of looking like, you got a question? And that makes me smile every time I see it. But there's a ton of stuff there that you can use and just kind of put together. It'll start off really simple. You might think, oh my God, this is awful. But then your next one will be better. So I don't teach any of that because I think there's so much out there you can't go wrong. Or if you want to pay for it, you can do a Fiverr and, pay $5 per picture, whatever you want to do. The door is open to you, but you have to be consistent about posting. So I post about Ron. One of my catchphrases is notarize anywhere. I post about things that are important to people in my state. So with a loan signing, we after someone does a loan signing or like a refinance, they have to file for tax benefits in my state. So occasionally I'll put that. I do apostille work. So I post about that. Hey, do you need this? And same day appointments are available. So whatever I can think of, whatever I see other people doing, I see if I can incorporate that into my marketing plan. So that's about it. I love working with PowerPoint. I can make a whole presentation, 10 slides, and each of those slides is a picture. So my social media post is just the same posts in different colors, one for each month.
Gotcha.
I started with
okay. Those are great ideas.
If you're following me anywhere, you'll see them.
Yeah. I've seen some of your things on LinkedIn, and I'm a ripoff artist, so I'm not gonna lie.
I will
take a picture, or I actually look for. You had one with like luggage, and it was about, are you traveling? Do you need? Okay, so I went to PowerPoint, and I actually found that. I was like, oh, that's it. So I can make it my own, because I use PowerPoint too. I'm not as versed in Canva. I've used it, but and I like the one you had, one with a bee and a lion, and you're like, people be lying, and I was like, I love that.
Oh, that wasn't mine. That was a repost.
Okay, that was a repost.
So whoever out there, thanks for that. That was fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a T-shirt made with that bee lion on there, because I just think that it's hilarious. It's really hilarious.
Yeah, if it could make me smile, I'll try to post it. I'll try to do it again. My favorite campaign, I'm going to revamp it, is the consent to travel. It's not as big a deal right now because less people are traveling, at least overseas, or out of the country. So it will become a bigger deal, I think, as we get further and further away from the pandemic. But I love looking for pictures with people on vacation and traveling. So I like that campaign. I didn't get a return on that one, but it was fun to do.
All right. Well, just keep trying. Don't stop. Don't stop starting. Like, if you start again. Just be consistent. And I am guilty of, I don't post as much as I should, but I'm in a pretty good cadence now of like doing YouTube videos, and hopefully I'll reach more. What I hope to do is reach a lot of notaries in Michigan. I mean, other notaries are fine, but in Michigan, I want to educate notaries, or help promote notarial education in Michigan, because there's so many notaries that don't know what they're doing. They don't even know what my loan is, our state law. So part of the reason why I do this is to help get the word out, spread awareness of, hey, you got to know what you're doing.
I know, Detroit Deb. I was like, this is so cool. I love it. You've inspired me to copy you and talk about and film and video some of the topics that are affecting us. So I definitely want to do something similar for the folks in Indiana. There are people here who do take education seriously. There's quite a few. I've always been a part-time notary. I try not to work more than 4 days a week. It's my full-time job, but I still don't want to work more than 4 times a week, because I want to take care of my health, my mental health as well. And like we said earlier, we started a little bit late today because I had a bit of a flare-up on my illness yesterday, and that causes me to move a little bit slower. So I love the flexibility that we have as notaries, signing agents, as RON notaries, where I can take time to take a nap in the afternoon. You can't do that and be an employee, but at least I can't. So I really love what I do. And Bill Soroka is one of my first mentors. And I've been with notary signing notary coach signing with him since 2019. And just his vision really helped me to take my role as a notary more seriously and to understand my law and to be the help that I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
If I'm the professional at the table, I have to know what I'm talking about, not just stamp here. So having a mentor, an accountability group will help you. I have another mentor. My marketing mentor is Jennifer Neitzel. Love her to death. And she, I'm with a group as well with Bill and Jen and Laura Buer. If you know Laura Buer,
NBB.
you're a notary, you should
are you
know her.
NBB?
I love NBB. I've been a founding member with NBB. And every time we ask a question, we get the best answers. So I have everything at my disposal to make my practice, to build my practice. Number one from all three of them is build relationships. I was struggling, and I'm still struggling right now to get those clients, but I'm working on it. So they help me with the big marketing to companies, to other businesses, and it's still the same answer. You have to build those relationships. So get a mentor. If you don't have one, get one. And honestly, people don't respect free. Get a mentor, form a group, do something that will cost you something. If not money, your time, and make sure that you pay whatever it is. As long as it's the right one for you. You might have to try a couple because not everything is for everyone.
That is true.
But having a mentor really changed my attitude. I went from employee thinking to business thinking. So the buck stops here. If I don't work, it's my issue, not the real estate market isn't working. It's my issue. If whatever it is, the buck stops with me, and I can go to my mentor and say, I'm having trouble with this. Help me talk it through, help brainstorm with me. And my accountability group, we hold each other accountable. We say, hey, first, what are your wins this week? What can you be happy and proud of? And starting off our discussion that way just makes it so positive. It's hard for some people to be in a group with women, and all my group they're all women who support each other. That's new for me. That's kind of new for me as far as business is concerned, because my girls and my friends, they're good, they're golden. But as work people, colleagues, this is new for me, and I'm really, really proud of it. So we start off with wins, and then we talk about, okay, what do you got plans for? How can we support you in that? When we are out and about, we take a selfie and say, hey guys, this is what I'm doing right now. And they're like, and they'd be my cheerleaders. Go ahead, girl, get it. You got this. If I'm making a surprise visit to a title company or an insurance office or something, it's nerve-wracking to walk in and say, hey, here I am, hire me. So my girls are with me every time I go in. So I don't have to fear being who I am, because I know who I am. I know what my work is. I'm good at my job, and I know my state laws. So everyone should hire me. I'm the professional in the room right there. So there's no reason for me to be afraid. But sometimes walking up, you might be a little nervous, have little butterflies, but my girls have me. My accountability group has my back, and I love them for it. So love you guys.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
Love it.
And you go, girl. I know you're out there doing it and building your business, and you're doing it. Doing
a thing.
That's right. All right. Well, that was like a little over half an hour, so I don't want to keep you. I know you got work to do, and I thank you so much. This was great. Come back anytime you have an open invitation to come back and just chat some more. I would love to talk more about Ron and apostille. I know a lot of my viewers, that's the one thing that people that when I ask people, like, what do you want to know? Like we have training sessions twice, training calls, and we meet in person once a month. And they always ask about Ron and apostille. And then, I'm like you, I'm like, do you know your law? Like, new notaries will join the group, and the first thing they want to know is, how do I do apostille? How do I be a Ron? And I'm like, okay,
I will definitely tell you this much too. If you really want to learn apostille work, you need to reach out to John Nelson,
John Nelson.
apostiltraining.com. If I can give you his website, he's the
Mm-hmm.
best, and he has taught other people who teach apostille work. I'm not going to name names, but
Okay.
he's the one who taught those who claim to be the original.
Gotcha.
And I work with him.
Mm-hmm.
He visited our accountability group too, and he's
Okay.
amazing. He's amazing. He does keep it close to the chest, though. With you can't print his stuff out, but you will have the best, most thorough education if you visit with him, and you really
Mm-hmm.
want to learn about apostille work. You do. Now you have to be a notary to be a student.
Okay.
Before
That's
you
good.
didn't, but yeah. So
Okay.
apostille work is a challenge, isn't it? And but it's so rewarding. Again, you're helping people get to where they need to go. And that's wonderful. But and by the way, Miss Debbie is an awesome
Yes.
notary herself. Don't get her wrong. Don't get it twisted. She
Thank
might have
you.
had to fix something, but everyone has to fix something. And now she knows how and she pays it forward. So love me
Well,
some Miss Debbie.
thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you again for agreeing to be a guest. And I
Thanks
would
for having
love to
me.
talk to you more. And I will, on the side, we'll be talking anyway. So, but anyway, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. And you have a great rest of your day. Bye,
Thank you. You
everybody.
too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.